What is up, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today, guys, we are back with another video, and today we are going to be doing my first ever custom made Hot Toys figure. And who better to start off than with Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. Today we are going to be doing his battle damage suit from the first Spider-Man movie, featuring him and the Green Goblin. It is from that final fight scene where he has his half ripped mask, half complete mask. This figure was made by the very talented 6kiro Art. The link to their Instagram account is on the description of the video. Make sure you guys hit the link and give them a follow, because they have done an amazing job with this figure. Again, I've seen images of it and I was so impressed already to begin with, so I cannot wait to go ahead and get this guy viewed in person for the first time. Now, before I do start on the review, I do want to quickly comment. So as you guys know, whenever I did the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man unboxing, we did the collector edition without the display base of Sandman. So now that we get the deluxe version, I'm also going to be taking my first look ever at the Sandman display base. So I'll go ahead and review that as well as the figure itself. Right now, again, this is not an unboxing of the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man figure, so we won't take a look at the accessories and things like that. We're only going to take a look at the figure, the custom made figure, the Sandman display base. I'll go ahead and do a side-by-side comparison between the custom made Spider-Man and also the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, the normal figure, and then we'll take a look at the Sandman display base, and again, we'll do a couple of polls and get my final thoughts on this figure. So with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, guys, so as I mentioned before, again, we're not doing an actual unboxing video of the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, so we're not going to take a look at the box. We already did that on the previous video a couple of weeks ago. Again, if you guys want to take a look into that, you guys are more than welcome to do so. Again, we're just going to take a look at the Spider-Man figure itself. Now, again, as you guys can see, there are the additional accessories that come with the deluxe version, right? So very excited to go ahead and get this figure. As you guys can see, we already have a crystal clear view of the figure itself. So as I do go ahead and take the top cover off, you guys can see the Sandman display base on the left, and then here is the figure, who unfortunately does not have his right hand installed. But my first thoughts, honestly, he looks perfect. I am so impressed and amazed on how great this figure looks. Honestly, very satisfied. I can already tell how good this guy looks. It looks absolutely amazing. 6kiro Art, you have done an amazing job with this figure. I cannot express it enough. You have absolute amazing talent. So great start for now. As you guys can see, again, as I mentioned before, so these are the accessories that do come with the figure. So obviously we have one of Doc Ock's mechanical arm that does go installed onto the Sandman display base, and we'll go ahead and review that a little bit later on in the details. So I do want to point out the accessories that come additional with the figure already, since again, we're not going to do an actual unboxing video. As you guys can see, also we have the hand of the mechanical arm right here, and at the very top we have some kind of type of working construction work signs at the very top that also come with the Sandman display base. So again, the figure looks good. It looks absolutely amazing to start off. As I mentioned before, we're not doing an actual unboxing video, so we won't take a look at the accessories. Let's go ahead and get started with the actual review of the figure completely. Okay, guys, so before I actually start with the figure itself, so 6kiro Art had mentioned that there were a couple of things that came with the figure, kind of like a special surprise. So we kind of have certification of authenticity with the figure. So we have this kind of little green type, I'm sorry, not green, my apologies, this kind of black type of nameplate, where basically we get on one side the certificate of authenticity and on the other side the name of the website. So it's 6kiro and the name Riley Lowe, so I would assume that's the name of the creator of the account. And then we get this really nice looking kind of comic book type of cover. So as you guys can see, once again, the certificate of authenticity, and again, it is 40 of us that basically got this figure. I am number 34. And then on the other side, we get this kind of comic type of scenery with that final scene where basically the figure comes from. Feel free to pause it if you guys want to go ahead and read, but it's basically the lines of that final scene, and basically that's the figure that was created by Riley Lowe, with the half mask, half face, right? So I find that to be very cool. And then we get this also envelope, same thing, certificate of authenticity. So this was a surprise that Riley had for us, and I think it's awesome. I think it looks absolutely amazing. And again, I am very glad to be one of 40 people that have this figure, and I believe that that they're gonna make even more. So that just goes to show how successful this figure was to them, and I am very glad to have worked with Riley with this figure, because it is absolutely amazing. So taking a look onto the figure in full detail, this figure is absolutely amazing. So let's go ahead and start with the most important part, which is obviously the face sculpt. So obviously we get the half face, half mask with it. It is absolutely nicely done. So as you guys can see, hopefully the light camera effect is better. I'm sorry, it looks, does a good job at this, but basically they've added everything. They've added sweat, blood, the hair piece, it is rooted hair, and then they also went ahead and did a individual lens to it. So Riley, you did an amazing job with this, because the lens is basically different. So the shape of it does match the way it is on the movie on the back side. And this is the most amazing part, we have a seamless mask as well. So as you guys can see, we get a line where they basically kind of put the figure together with the body, and it's kind of covered in dirt to not show that line that much. Now the face itself, and I'm really gonna try not to move it that much, because I don't want to damage it or break it in any way. Now looking at the chest, again, as I mentioned before, we have all these cuts, and the suit is basically ripped in so many different ways, and we have blood on those cuts, and it looks so real. It looks absolutely legit. And again, I'm not gonna go in detail as to if all the cuts match what he had in the movie. To me, what matters to me is that we have a battle damage version of the figure in the movie, and again, all the cuts seem so legit. The dirt that was applied to the figure matches so amazingly, because obviously that final fight scene was in an abandoned building. So to me, that matches. On the back, same thing. And I really don't remember his backside on the movie, because we only really get to get like a clear view at his front view, like the chest and the mask itself. But to me, again, it doesn't really matter. The fact that Riley went out of their way to make sure that the backside was also damaged just goes to show how much detail they put into this figure. Same thing with the legs. We don't get really that many cuts on the legs, which is fine to me. Obviously the cuts come from that grenade, I'm sorry, from one of Goblin's grenade explosions. So they really get more of like his face and chest on that explosion, not really the legs, but also it has dirt applications to it, so that is a good thing. Now the body itself, what I like about the body, so obviously Riley didn't, if I'm not mistaken, they really didn't replace the body. It's still the same body as the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, but what I like is that because of the suit being stretched out, because of all of those cuts, it does look really legit compared to the body in that first movie against the Goblin. Again, it looks really, really good. Really, I have no complaints about the figure. This is an absolute amazing figure. All of the cuts, all of the dirt applications, the blood, the mask, the sweat, the rooted hair, everything. It's just amazing. Such a phenomenal job done by Riley. So no complaints about it. The figure looks absolutely amazing. Now we get to the Sandman display base. So as I mentioned before, this is my first time looking at this Sandman display base, since when we did the original No Way Home Spider-Man unboxing, we only got the collector edition. So this is the first time that I ever touched the Sandman display base. So first and foremost, the feel of the base is very legit. This is actual sand, guys, so it feels kind of rough, and I can feel the sand. Unfortunately, it's too real, so sand is actually falling from the display base, so it does get my table a little bit dirty, so just watch out on that. Now what I love is how legit it looks. So as you guys can see on this side, pretty much the sand is falling down from the hand, so that is a very legit part of it. The head itself does rotate, so you guys kind of have, I guess, those two options of displaying the display base. We do have some kind of pieces of the construction work area, pretty much kind of like rusty metal surrounding the display base, and I love how attached they are. So it's like they're installed into the Sandman display base, and to me that seems very legit. We do also have some kind of pieces of rock surrounding the whole display base. So again, more things that make this display base very legit. Now here on the back side, as you guys can see right there, that is the hole where the flight pole for Spider-Man goes. I'm glad that they put it there, because it's not going to be visible if you guys are looking at the display base from the front. Now here on the back, so we do have Doc Ock's mechanical arm that goes installed, so I went ahead and installed it so that you guys can have a look and see how it looks on the display base. I like the positioning of it. Again, it's on the back, so you guys won't see where it is installed if we're taking a look at the base from the front. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and remove the mechanical arm, so that way I can go ahead and add the piece of sand, and that way you guys have that second look onto the display base. So one thing that I will give Hot Toys credit for is how well positioned that extra sand piece was. So it took me a minute to actually find it, even with the instructions, right? I could not seem to find it, right? So that just goes to show how well they did whenever they installed this sand piece, so that way it's legit and the seam lines aren't that visible, right, between those lines right there. So right here I'm installing the triangle piece, and as you guys can see, it is not that visible. Now it is, because we know where it is, right? But before I even installed it, it was very hard to see. Now we have again the construction work signs that pretty much just go on the hand. One thing that I didn't really like is the fact that there's nothing that really connects them. So there's no magnet, nothing. It's just pretty much the work display signs, and that's it. But just kind of an FYI that is something that that goes onto the figure. So to me, no complaints about the Sandman display base. It is very legit. The material is nicely done. The way that it's sculpted, it's really good. The face, I could tell it looks like Sandman. I'm only a little bit sad that it has the teeth. I wish it would have been lips closed, but that would probably be it, right? But other than that, to me, they did an amazing job with the display base. Okay, so now a quick side-by-side between obviously my friendly neighborhood Spider-Man on the right side from No Way Home, and then of course the custom-made figure by Riley / Sites Kiro Art. So obviously it's the same figure, right? So when it comes to the legs, the arms, it's going to be the same as far as the body type. Chest, I would say it's the same thing as well. Right now, again, because of the scratches that Six Kiro Art did on the suit itself, to me, I feel like the arms do look a little bit more muscular. Maybe it's just me, but the body does look more like Spider-Man. So I was very glad about that. Now, one thing that I really don't know, right, and this is one thing that I kind of wanted to ask Six Kiro Art about, is how did they do the mask? And what I mean by that is, obviously I know that they used the actual mask from the actual figure itself, but I'm asking myself, how did they install the face sculpt onto the mask, if that makes sense? Did they use also the face sculpt that comes with the figure, or did they do it on their own? So that is one thing that I did want to go ahead and ask Six Kiro Art. I'll go ahead and do that once I get a chance to talk to them, right? But still, in all, to me, both figures are amazing. But just getting the chance of recreating that scene, first and foremost, Spider-Man 1 is my favorite movie of all time. I don't think it's the best Spider-Man movie made, but it's my favorite. It's the one that I watched for my first movie that I ever watched for Spider-Man. I've seen it dozens of times. It was out on theaters a couple of weeks ago. Yes, I did go ahead and see it, and it was such a treat and pleasure to watch it again. So to me, just getting that opportunity of recreating that scene with this figure is just an absolute treat. So very glad that I got that. But again, it's pretty much the same figure. So obviously, as I mentioned before, the dirt applications, the fact that there is no seam line between the body and the face itself, the cuts on the chest and the back, and then of course the face sculpt is the most pretty much important thing. And as I mentioned before, also the big difference that you can see, guys, right here is the eye lens. So with the No Way Home figure, yes, it has the lenses, but that's not the actual Raimi Spider-Man lenses. To me, that's one thing that I will give Six Kiro Art big credit for, the fact that they recreated their actual own lenses, and to me, the shape of them is very legit. Now, sadly, it is black colored, not silver, but just a quick little detail, right? So that's only something that I wanted to mention, right? But pretty much this is the comparison between these two figures. Okay, so now we have reached the end of the video, so I am only going to pose this figure this way, which is just standing still. I would try to pose it in different ways, but honestly, I don't want to damage this guy in any way. To me, this is a treasure, to say the least, and the last thing that I want to do is break it because of the things that Six Kiro Art did to them. So I just rather have him standing still. And for the first time, while I have him posing, I'm not actually going to speed up whenever we are looking at his backside, because I want you guys to admire every single side of the figure. To me, I just want to take this moment to really say thank you to Six Kiro Art for the work that they have done with this figure. Number one, just the fact that they had the idea of doing this. It's such an amazing thing. But it's not just the idea itself, it's the execution. I promise you guys, 6 Hero Art did not tell me to say good things about the figure. I promise you guys, I don't want to just say good things to have a good relationship with the creator of 6 Hero Art or anything like that. At the end of the day, we're doing honest unboxings and honest reviews. That's why I mentioned the part about the lenses, the fact that they're not silver, they're black. But other than that, and that's just a little detail, I'm not even complaining about it, it's just a small detail, right? The fact that they did such an amazing job with this figure, to me, Riley, congrats on this figure. It is amazing. You have done an amazing job with this figure. To me, without question, a perfect Spider-Man figure from that scene, right? So congrats to you, no question about it. I will be looking forward to more of your projects. I believe they have an upcoming project with a Green Goblin figure. So once again, I did leave the link to 6 Hero Art to their Instagram website on the description of the video. Make sure you guys hit the link and give them a follow and a like on the figure, because to me they did an amazing job, so they definitely deserve it. So again, congrats on the project, Riley. Again, I believe they have an upcoming battle damaged Green Goblin. I'm not sure from the same movie as well, so I will definitely go ahead and purchase that figure as well, because again, I can trust that they will do an amazing job just like they did with this Spider-Man. So again, this will be it for this figure review. Without question, satisfied with my purchase. I cannot tell you guys how happy I am with this figure itself. Again, it recreated childhood memories for me, so amazing figure to say the least. Again, before I do end the video, as always guys, want to thank you for the continued support. You guys are the best. Thank you for supporting me on a daily basis. A reminder that if this is the first time that you're watching me, make sure to hit the like button on this video, subscribe to my channel, and also hit the notifications bell, so that way you're always updated with any videos that I will be dropping in the future. Remember that the links are to my Instagram and TikTok are on the description of the video. Make sure you guys follow me, so that way you stay updated with anything that I drop on a daily basis for these figures. Again, the link to 6 Hero Art is on the description of the video. Make sure you guys give them a follow. They have done an amazing job with this figure. So once again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this custom-made Spider-Man 1 figure review. Thank you as always for the support, and I will see you next time.